Let me start with one question to you guys. You guys awake? What you did when you came in the morning today? Opening your Instagram, LinkedIn. I want to start with one question. Don't you think the life is the toughest and the loudest during the day 9 to 5? Anyone agree with that? You're loud? Cool? So what? But honest during the night. Correct? Your toughest question in your life is always after 9 to 5. Because during the 9 to 5, you don't have time for thinking about the questions. So what do? You take a pause. You enjoy your life in the morning, in the day. But at the 9, the honest answers come at 1:37 a.m. I'll come to you why 1:37 a.m. During that time, the toughest question comes, what am I doing? You take an entire thing and do a case study or an audit. चल यार आज पूरी लाइफ की audit करते हैं. I'm coming from a CA, so I'll talk in the language of audit, right? And when you do an audit, what you see, you do a SWOT analysis. And what do you think over it? यार सब आगे जा रहे हैं. Someone is learning more than you. Someone is doing amazingly well in his life. Someone is thinking more and what you're thinking. You look at the Instagram and the LinkedIn and you feel, यार मेरा तो अभी तो कुछ हुआ नहीं है. Instagram gives you a feedback saying that life is all beautiful. But LinkedIn gives you a question. Everyone is already good. Everything's going very well in the life. But what's the honesty? You're still thinking, यार एक फ्रेंड को कॉल करके आलाक से अटेंडेंस लगी कि नहीं. I'm sure everyone agree with that. All right. Now, when you take a pause in the night, the fans rotating, right? The room is silent. Your phone is on a pause, on a close, face down, and that's where the real thinking of life starts for you. And what do you think? Someone is doing better than you. Someone is earning more than you. The founders. Someone has taken a domain and is calling himself a founder. I'm sure everyone resonates with them, correct? Right? And that's where you think that you're not doing anything. You think, what am I doing in my life? What I'm supposed to do and what I'm doing. And that's where you pause and you think over what I want to do next. But don't worry, you're not late. Don't think someone is doing better than you or doing something more or something is on an Instagram shining or story. It's all fake. People show loud picture on LinkedIn and Instagram, but reality no one knows. And that's where you don't need to compare anything to anyone and not even do that. You need to think what you want to do in your life. Is everything comes at the right time. You look at it, pause, and think over it what you want to do in life. Don't rush. I always believe that think, pause, and think what you want to do in life, and then take a decision. Life will always give you a second turn. When you remember, you everyone use a Google Map, right? What do you see in a Google Map when you go on a right direction or wrong direction? It doesn't say why you're going, doesn't shout at you. It doesn't say anything. What it says, recalculating, rerouting. So in a life, you will always have a problem where you might go in the wrong destination. But like Google, life will always get you on your track back. And that's what you think over it. Now when the morning comes, again you are in the hustle of 9 to 5. But don't even worry about this thing. Don't compare. Don't do anything else. Just pause, think over what you want to do, and go in the right direction. Now, when I started my journey, before that, everything comes with a story. And today I'm going to share my story. Now, every pause in a life gives you a growth because you're thinking and going to a right direction. Now, when you have a pause, it leads to a great thinking and a great growth in your life. And that's where my story starts. Hi, I'm Nishant Mehta, a chartered accountant, a lawyer, a MBA, and a wealth and a estate planner. since last 26 years. I come from a Marwadi family, and I'm sure Marwadi in the house, you can resonate with me. People, your family don't ask you a question. They say you have an unsaid future event. When will you join? They will never ask you a question, you will join or not. Correct? Agree? And that's what Marwadi is saying. But my dad, and I'm proud of whatever I'm doing today because of my dad, but he said me a question mark on that. You're free to join your business, but first thing, earn yourself. And that's where I took a pause. I realized now I want to do something on my own. And I thought, what can be the roadmap to do? Obviously, I don't have a godfather, no one in my life, in my family was a CA. Coming from a business background, I thought, what should I do? I articulated, spoke to a couple of people, and joined chartered accountancy. That's the first step towards success. I was very confident because I was a ranker in my school in my 11th and 12th. But when I entered the foundation, I cleared, put into clear first attempt. Now came final. I was very confident I'll get a rank. I was throughout confident I will rank, and I failed in the subject which I was supposed to be topping it, direct text, indirect text. I was disappointed. I was not broken, no drama, nothing. I was only disappointed that I could not achieve my dad's dream, my family dreams. And that's where I took a pause and thought, what should I do? That was a rerouting, a Google Map moment for me. And I think I realized what I need to do. The very next morning, I took my books, started studying, and focused. More clarity, more focus, spoke to more people who were clear, got an idea of what should be the next towards success. And hola, I cleared and I was in the top 100 students in ICI. 0.27% result that time. Today is 15%. So I was very proud that yes, the first step of success was done. And that gave me the first lecture, the first lesson of life. And I'm sure you should also learn. Failure is not an end. Failure is not a verdict. It's a feedback. If you take a feedback properly, you work towards it and you achieve the next goal in your life. And that's what I did. I started working for 6 months. I started in a CA firm at a salary of 5,000 per month. My petrol bill was higher than that, but that's what I started because my dad said, "Hey, join this, learn your skill. If you learn, you will never fall back." And that's what I did. I completed 6 months with a CA firm, and then I ventured out on my own. I took a small office on rent, 100 square feet office in South Bombay, and I saw that there were one desk, one chair, one table, one fan. The fan was making more noise because obviously when you start, you don't have clients. I was thinking what to do. Slowly and steadily, the clients came in. Few clients, but one of the client was my friend, and it helped me out to get 90% of my revenue from one client itself. Things were good. I got settled down. I thought I'm doing good. I'm relaxed and everything. And then I got married. Then I realized I need to buckle up and do something more. But suddenly a pause happened in my life. My second rule. The pause was the client who used to give me 90% of revenue suddenly walked. Silence, no drama, nothing happened. He suddenly walked away. And my entire dream shattered down. Then I realized what to do next. That made me my second lesson in life, which is speed will show you results, but consistency will bring you better career options. And that's where you guys also listen. Slow rush, but strong, and a focus oriented ahead. Things were going fine. I accumulated myself and I started working towards getting more clientele, more work, and everything. Everything was going fine. Suddenly, one new client came to in my life, and he told me, "Good money, good focus assignment, very good money, and short time. But he said one thing, let's do some adjustment. I've never done something like this in my life, and I thought, what is this adjustment? Am I right? I remember my code of conduct ethics books of ICI. I'm sure people who are doing CA understand code of ethics. And I thought, this is not something what my dad taught me. He said, slowly earn with integrity. I took a pause and I said no to the client. And that comes to the third lesson. Integrity will pause your result, but integrity will help you stand firm on your feet and it will help you get more success and more consistency. I'm sure everyone don't want to work for 6 months, gain money, but I believe in working for more 6 years, and that's the reason today I am able to achieve 26 years in my career. So remember one thing, whenever there is an integrity issue, don't compromise. Life will always give you a chance when you need to compromise on your integrity. Don't do, because that's a short-term money and it's not going to sustain you at all. Things are going fine, super successful. Offices in multiple countries, everything was going fine from 100 square feet to a 4,000 square feet, exposure in around 12 countries, everything was going down. But during my journey of this, one thing I lacked was not taking care of my health. My life gave me a full stop here, a pause. Suddenly, in the night at 1:37 a.m., I was admitted because I had a heart attack. Reliance Hospital. No meeting, no agenda, delayed responses. Only sitting alone in an ICU. And I was thinking, why am I here? Then I realized in my rush to achieve everything, I was not taking care for my health. And that came to the fourth lesson, which says health is not an optional. Make sure it doesn't come with a notification on your WhatsApp what you're doing with your health. And that's the reason always take care of your health. And this is what I learned. Immediately after getting discharged from the hospital, I realized I need to work on my health. I went into fitness. Don't look at me right now, not fit, but I started mentally fit and I started working towards my health, taking care of medicines, walks, something which I do. And then I realized everything is going fine again. But what next? I want to expand more. I want to go something. I curated a different path. I went out into something different because when you do a CA and life gets a little bit monotonous, you think you're doing the same audit, same taxation and everything. I created a new vertical known as wealth and estate planner. Sounds realistic, sound created in good words, but that gives you help because you're helping others to create wealth, helping them how they need to take care of your estate and all that, and that helping achieve more successful. So very important to me, you cannot stop at one end. You need to move and keep on increasing your skill, and that's what people say. I keep developing my skill set because skill will always help you when your luck is not favorable. Skill will be a guideline, a helping product for you, which will help you sustain in the long run. And today, because of that extra skill which I learned, technologies, AI, estate planning, and everything, it helped me out stay where I am right now. And that's what you need to always keep learning. Always remember one thing, learn, unlearn, and relearn, because that's where you will stand out about everyone in the life. Because it's competitive. You need to know how you need to increase your audience, increase your client, and everything. So this works well for you. Now coming to the final lesson in your life. I'm sure everyone here understand that everyone in a hush, because in a Bombay never sleeps. Mumbai doesn't take a pause. Trains don't stop. Your life doesn't stop. Everyone in a rush, don't have time for anyone. And very important, your rent never reduces. Your rent always increases. And that is something you should always remember. In Mumbai, you need to be competitive. You're rushing. But you remember, in a rush, don't compromise. Because the last lesson which I learned is never, you're not late. You are not late, but you are getting something, making yourself more becoming. and you are getting waiting for the right timing to get yourself where you want to be. So remember one thing in life that uh, don't compare yourself with others. Some may be earning more, some might be already a founder, getting the funding, someone you know might have cracked the CD, someone you know might have gone abroad. Many people do many things. What was that? Everyone is different. You cannot have two Ambanis, you cannot have two Adanis. You will have some person who is different from you. Now Nikhil Kamath is doing much better than what Mukesh Ambani has done in so less years. They've been the goal from Zomato. I'm sure everyone resonated with that, right? So you don't have a story. Create your own story. And remember one thing, don't compare yourself because when you compare, it demotivates you. Instagram is for fun, is this, but don't compare that they are doing amazing. They got so many reels, so many followers, everything. But look at the people who are influencer and what they went through it. Many people committed suicide because they were not getting too many followers. Suddenly there's a rat race. Life is not a race. Life is here to teach you. And if you really want to have a good life, sustainability and creativity, which you need to have it, and you will reach where you want to do. So remember one thing in life, you are never late. You are on time, and if you take time to go on your path, you will reach it with honesty and a longer path and a longer journey. So remember one thing, you are not late, you are on time. Thank you.